Boom. Here we go. You saw the thumbnail. We're going to compare Hush Batman by Mafex to Hush Batman by Mcfarlane. Which one of these guys is the better figure? Price point is taken into consideration here. One was about $20 to $23. The other, I got him for like $76, $77, PlazaJapan.com. But he can be anywhere from $70 to $100, depending where you get this guy. So we're gonna figure out which one is the best bang for your buck. But it's also kind of a secret unboxing of this guy because I got him and I just didn't open him up. So we're gonna do that now. We're also gonna compare, see how these figures stand with their Supermen. So Hush Batman, the Hush Batman with their Hush Supermen. And we're gonna see how they all play with each other. That being said, let's take a look at the box, man. This packaging is pretty great. Sorry for the glare, I need a diffuser. Well, hold on. Hit that notification bell. Make sure you subscribe. Hit the likes. Go in the comments section. Which one do you like? Which one do you prefer? Which one do you have? All right, let's take a look at this box. I mean, the color, the logo is exactly like that Hush Volume 1 comic. It screams that way. Love the window right here. You see what you're getting here. Hands, Bruce Wayne head, a angry Batman face, and in the corner you can kind of see a grappling hook. Continues with just the amazing box art. And then back here, just how dope is that? How dynamic are these poses? And right there, just the different heads and what it comes with. I mean, Mafex kills it when it comes to the art, man. Kills it. And like, if you are an in-box collector or you just collect the boxes, you know, it's kind of cool because you can have these on your shelf, you know? You have these on your shelf and these kind of look great together. I don't have my Spider-Man to compare it to a Marvel one, but I feel like they probably go well together too. I am not sure. But that's pretty great. Now, I don't have a picture. I don't have a Mcfarlane DC Multiverse box on hand, but I'll show you this image right here. It's pretty simple, pretty typical of Mcfarlane figures. Really great artwork on the back. And again, like if you just collect the boxes, I mean, Mcfarlane creates a perfect uniform type of display throughout all the boxes. But if I had to go, I mean, the Mafex box, the packaging kills it. It just feels way more high end. And you gotta love the figure, just the figure photography. Can't find my words. But anyway, let's get this guy open now. And here we are, man. Like I said, this is my first time seeing the figure. So it's a bit of an unboxing. And it's beautiful. I wasn't gonna get him because first it was too expensive because it was, you know, the resellers. There was the aftermarket prices, but then he showed back up on Amazon. And I checked him out on PlazaJapan.com. That is the best place to go. HobbyLinkJapan.com also, if you want to get like these exported figures without, you know, the up pricing? I can't speak today. But basically, this would have been like $90 to $100 on Amazon, plus shipping. It was like $77. PlazaJapan.com. Now I don't know if that's gonna change with all the tariffs and stuff going on. Don't know if it's gonna affect Japan, but so far so good. Anyway, so let's take a look at these figures. Mcfarlane and the Mafex. So before we get to the figures, let's talk about their accessories. So the Mcfarlane one comes with, as you guys know, this really cool card. And it gives you this data file right here, which really isn't too specific to the Hush story, but more or less Bruce Wayne's origin. He comes with, as you know, this display base slash figure stand. Right here, the hockey puck. And he comes with a couple of these batarangs right here, which are pretty cool. He also comes with 2 fisted hands, and one of those fisted hands has a kryptonite ring on it. My son got to it and I have no idea where it is, but here's an image right here. Now, a big problem with these fisted hands is that they don't match the gloves that it came with. So as you see, there is no ribbing on this glove, but there is ribbing on the fisted hands. So if you wanted him to have an open hand and that kryptonite fisted hand, they wouldn't match. So it's kind of a quality control issue that we kind of run into when it comes to Mcfarlane. Yeah, not a fan of that. And that's what he comes with. Let's see how he holds his batarang. Does he hold it well? Sorta, kinda. You can make it work. Not really in this hand, but you can kind of make it work in this hand. Yeah. So, yeah, holds his batarang pretty well. Now, the accessories for the Mafex, as you can imagine, are crazy. Also comes with a display base and figure stand, but much more intricate. These could be used for him to just stand on this, or you can have him in the air with cape flaring. So obviously Mafex kills it when it comes to its display bases, way over the Mcfarlane. He comes with this head right here, angry. And he comes with this Bruce Wayne head, which is pretty freaking cool. He also comes with a plethora of hands. These are really cool right here, where he kind of has his throwing stars slash batarangs, like he's getting ready to launch them. And then he has, if you want to make Batman a righty or a lefty, grapnel launchers, grapple gun. Another set of kind of open hands, and all the hands match. So it beats Mcfarlane when it comes to that. And of course, fisted hands. And then you get this kind of grapnel, and you put it right in here, like it's loaded, ready to go. Or if you want to pose him on that flight stand, as if he shot it, boom. So that's really cool. The versatility you get with the Mafex is just pretty amazing here, man. But I have to say, he does not come with a batarang. Okay, I was completely wrong. I somehow missed them in the box. He does come with 3 dope batarangs. So I scratch everything I said about him not coming with batarangs. I apologize. Somehow I missed it in the box. So cool. And as much as I dogged the Mcfarlane for the glove, the kryptonite hand not matching the glove, you don't get a kryptonite ring hand with the Mafex. The only way you can get a kryptonite ring hand with the Mafex Batman is if you buy the Hush Superman figure, and then you will get it with that one, which is kind of interesting. Now, I guess it makes sense. Like, why would you need this Batman to have a kryptonite ring if you don't have the Superman to go with him? But what if you wanted to pair this Batman up with a different Superman in your collection? You wouldn't get this. So I have to say, as beautiful as this is, and I love this sculpt way better than what Mcfarlane gave us, the fact that their Hush Batman didn't come with the kryptonite ring is kind of lame. It's kind of lame. But it does match perfectly to the other gloves. Focus. As you can see. But it's kind of lame he doesn't come with it. Still, I gotta give accessories, obviously, to the Mafex, right? It's pretty simple. You can pop this off. Pop this off. Change the head. No heating required. And Batman's angry. Right? Or you throw that Bruce Wayne on there, which is kind of dope. I wish we got more like just straight up civilian figures. Would you guys buy them? Would you guys buy a suited Bruce Wayne figure, or a Clark Kent figure, or a Peter Parker figure? Well, Marvel Legends have given us Peter Parker figures. We just can't get DC to give us just a secret identity figure. Hey, Mattel, since you got the license, give us some secret identity figures next year. Okay. But yeah, those are the accessories, man. And similar with the head, these hands come on very easily, so you can interchange them with ease. So, I mean, box, packaging, Mafex, accessories, Mafex. Articulation. This is actually really good for what it is. Remember, we're talking about price points here. So for a $22, $24 figure, is this giving you what you need? And I think so. Oof, he's a big boy. He's a big boy who sometimes needs help standing up. I do dog Mcfarlane figures for not being able to stand up on their own, but this isn't one of them. He can. I'm just not being patient. Now, I mean, the articulation, like, I don't even know if there's a comparison. I mean, already, wired cape. Come on. The wired cape is sick. Now, in all fairness, Mcfarlane wasn't doing wire capes when he came out with this one. This would definitely have a wire cape if it came out more recently. But the articulation's no contest. I mean, it's just so easily posable. But I gotta say, I have to say that I'm not just comparing which is better. It's for the price point. So if there's there's about a $50 difference between these figures. Is the articulation $50 better? And this keeps popping off. This is gonna bother me. Is it $50 better? And I gotta say no. I feel like they're pretty even when it comes to articulation, as far as you paying for what you're getting. This has as much articulation as I think a figure that's $23 should have. Marvel Legends are more expensive than DC Multiverse figures. And this has as much articulation as I would hope a $70 dollar had. So I would say they're pretty equal when it comes to their price point. This edges this one out because of the wired cape, but this cape is also so dang long that it's a bit much. It's kind of one of the reasons why I didn't want to get this figure. I felt like they went too crazy with the cape. Like if I just wanted Batman to be neutral, there's just way too much cape here. And the bottom's not wired, so it just gets in the way. So I'm a fan of the cape in motion, but not if I just want him standing in a neutral pose. So I would say they're pretty equal. Let's talk about the sculpt. Which one looks more like Hush Batman? And I gotta say, they both do. They both do. This one is more as if what was 2D became 3D. The wrinkles in the costume. Mcfarlane likes to give us, something a little bit more realistic as far as where the creases would be and so forth. And as you see the bottom, I don't know if you can tell, but like there's a dirtier shading in the cape down here. So he takes these liberties to kind of enhance it, make it feel more true to life, which I love. Whereas Mafex is literally like it fell off the comic. It's a painted naked body for the most part. But it's like it came out the comic. And the shading, and it does have really great paint application, some shading, but it's just like the comic, but I'll tell you where Mcfarlane failed. Everyone knows that one image of Batman kicking and we got to see the bottom of his boot and it just had all those treads on it. That's an iconic image from the Hush series. I'll throw an image right here. And the fact that Mcfarlane didn't give us that's kind of lame. But as far as, and the face sculpt, this is where Mcfarlane outshines most. His head sculpts are fantastic. They really are fantastic. You can hate the entire figure and you see his face sculpt with some of his joints and they're really great. And I have to say, the head sculpt here, it just looks more like a real person is under that mask as opposed to the Mafex. And even the sculpting of their belts, like McFarlane's is better. It looks more weathered. It looks more real, Like McFarlane's look like this is a real guy wearing the suit. Whereas the Mafex is a true, like, artistic, like this is Jim Lee's art. This is Jim Lee's art. This is, imagine if if the Mafex Batman was real in real life, if that makes any sense. So I think for the sculpt, it really comes down to what your preference is. Do you want a what if Batman, Hush Batman, was like in live action? Then McFarlane's your guy. If you're more into just a true interpretation of Jim Lee's artwork, then Mafex is your guy. So I say they're pretty equal when it comes to sculpt for what they're doing, for what they're trying to do, you know. Batman never skips back day. God dang. For what they're trying to do, I'd say they're pretty equal. Let me just check out the back. Excuse me. Of the DC Multiverse. Because sometimes McFarlane does skimp on paint applications in the back. But not on this one. So yeah. To be honest, my preference goes more towards the DC Multiverse. I just love everything that I said about it. But I also love this one for completely different reasons. Now, I think the Mafex logo is closer to the comics than the McFarlane one. So obviously this one is way more accurate, but both are pretty amazing. As far as colors are concerned, I think they're both pretty accurate. I think this one's closer, but I do like the lighter shade of blue here, especially with the shading on the bottom of the cape. So I say paint application is pretty equal. I love the detail of the muscle and the sculpt and the shading. Is there shading there? But like I said, completely two different takes on it. So yeah. In the words of 5 Points of Articulation, go check out his YouTube channel if you haven't. It's also about how these figures play well with others. Now, the biggest gripe about anything McFarlane DC Multiverse is they don't scale well together. They do not scale well. And if you want to have your Hush Batman in a fight or standing side by side with your Hush Superman, it just doesn't really work. Because Batman should not be taller than Superman. That is a crazy. Now, I don't have the Hush Superman, but it's pretty much the same exact build as this Death of Superman Doomsday 2-pack. And you can get some really great poses and display out of these two figures using kind of forced perspective where you can have Batman in the air, Superman on the ground, or vice versa, and you can't really tell the scaling is off. But if you just wanted them like standing face to face, that's kind of crazy. And that's the biggest issue with McFarlane, is that the scaling is all over the place. Go check out my Power Girl review. That one's bananas. So yeah. So that's a big problem here. Now, you can take another Superman figure and replace him. And we're gonna get the classic one coming out. Now this would be more like it as far as the size comparison. But McFarlane made a Hush Superman. So you would think your Hush Superman would scale well with your Hush Batman. Not the case, and not the case at all. But let's take a look at Mafex. Mafex. And let's check out this. Him side by side with Hush Superman. And yeah, this is how they should scale together. If you can see, Superman is taller. and they look like they're in the same line. They look like they belong together. These two guys do not. So automatically, I'm loving how the Mafex are playing with each other. It beats McFarlane out. You know, there's just no contest. That's the world's finest right there. I also love how, like, as similar as the bodies are with Mafex, like, they don't reuse, like, they're all their own sculpts. Maybe they might reuse a shoulder or something, but like, these aren't the same bodies. At least I don't think they are. Let me know in the comments section. I'm pretty sure they're not, but they might reuse some. But I mean, look at that. It was also really cool about Mafex. As I said, with McFarlane, it can be all over the place when it comes to scaling. But Mafex, like, they all scale well together. They really do. And what really blows me away about Mafex is that they don't just have the DC license. So if you're just a comic book fan and you don't really care about like Marvel or DC, like you love them all and you want to pose them all together, well, Mafex gives you Marvel figures. And since it's all by the same maker, they are made to like scale well together, which is so freaking dope. Like, Spider-Man is in uniform with Batman and Superman. Like, he's in their same universe and on your shelf. Why can't he be? So as far as like just how well Batman plays with the other figures and displays with the other figures, it's not even a contest. With McFarlane, you got to have the right Superman or the right Robin or the right Nightwing to fit with this Batman or that Batman. But here, they all play really well together. You gotta love it. You gotta freaking love it. I can't wait. I can't wait for this video to be over so I can just sit here and play with my toys. Man, that hits. That freaking hits. So between the two figures, who wins in this versus? Usually I'll say it really comes down to your preference. What do you like? But here, I gotta say, this is worth $50 more than this guy. He can articulate better, he scales better, his accessories are so vast, he's just missing a batarang, but who cares? I mean, we get this guy. How crazy is this? That fits in a grapnel gun. We get a Bruce Wayne head. I mean, yes. Mafex is the winner. You get so much for your dollar. If he didn't come with half of these things and just hands, then I would say McFarlane for the dollar. But with everything you get, there's only one clear winner here, and that is Mafex Batman. But to be honest, if you have both, then you win, because both are excellent figures. Both are really fun to have in a collection. And if you don't want to spend $70+ on a toy, then you are not going to be upset with this guy. Although the aftermarket prices for this guy are kind of ridiculous right now. So you might be better off just getting the Hush one, since it's like, you know, you can buy it from an actual seller right now before it goes away. Anyway, that is my take on it. I love this figure so much. I mean, the texture of the cape, everything about this feels pretty high end. And as loose as he feels in this articulate, you know, the head came off, but it feels durable. Like it's not just gonna break on you. I love this guy. I was never into like spending this much coin on figures, but you know, some of my favorites I gotta get. Gotta have some of my faves. And these are fun. These are fun. They're pieces of art to me. So let me know your thoughts in the comments section. Where do you stand with all of this? Thank y'all for watching. Mafex versus Mcfarlane. Check me out, guy. I got a brain fart. I'm out of here. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I'll be back. Same bat time, same bat channel. Peace.